Hey, welcome back to Rise English. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Sophie. How are you doing today, Ryan? Did you have a good week?
Honestly, mixed. I had one of those weeks where I was busy the whole time, but at the end of Friday, I looked back and thought, did I actually do anything that mattered? Like, really mattered?
Oh, I know that feeling. You are moving all day. Meetings, messages, tasks. But at night, something feels off. Like you ran a race, but you do not remember the finish line.
Exactly that. And actually, that feeling is what we want to talk about today. Not just wasting an afternoon. Something bigger.
Yes. And before we get into it, if this is your first time here, welcome. We talk about real life in real English. No textbook stuff. Just honest conversation that hopefully helps your English and your life at the same time.
And if you are a returning listener, hey, good to have you back. Okay, Sophie, let's get into it. So, picture this. It is Friday evening. You finished work, you sit on the sofa, you pick up your phone just to check one thing. And then you look up, and it is dark outside. You do not remember when that happened.
And the strange part is, you do not feel rested. You do not feel like you did something fun. You just feel like you were somewhere, but you cannot remember where.
That is the feeling I want to talk about today. Not the 2 hours you spent on your phone, but the fact that it happens again and again. And after a while, you add those evenings up, and they become months. And the months become something you do not want to think about.
And the scary part? You were not lazy. You were not doing nothing. You were busy. You were always about to start something. But somehow, the life you imagined for yourself, it kept staying just out of reach.
So today we want to talk about that. Not time management, not productivity hacks, just one honest question. Are you living the life you meant to live? Or are you letting it drift by?
Okay, so Ryan, I want to start with something. When most people hear, "don't waste your life," they think of someone lying on a couch doing absolutely nothing. But that is not really who we are talking about, is it?
No, not at all. The person we're talking about is actually quite busy. They work, they scroll, they make plans, they research things they want to do. They have a list, a long list. But the list never gets shorter.
Right. It is like I have a friend. She is one of the busiest people I know. But every year around her birthday, she says the same thing. I still have not done that thing I wanted to do. Still have not learned that skill. Still have not made that change.
And every year the list is the same list.
Every year. And she is not lazy. She just never decided. There is a word for this kind of life. Living on autopilot.
Autopilot. That is a great word. Sophie, for our listeners, can you explain that?
Sure. Autopilot is when an airplane flies itself. The pilot is there, but they are not really steering. They are just watching. Living on autopilot means your days happen to you. You react, you follow the routine, but you never stop and choose. You never actually decide where you are going.
You're in the car, but no one is holding the wheel. I was like that for a long time. I would come home from work, eat, watch something, sleep, repeat. And I kept telling myself, next week, I will start. Next month, things will be different. But next week always looked exactly like this week.
That is the thing about drifting. You do not notice it while it is happening. Drift means moving slowly without direction, like a boat with no engine on a river. You are still moving, but the river decides where you go.
So wasting your life does not always look dramatic. It does not look like someone giving up. It looks like a normal Tuesday that turns into a normal year. Okay, so here's something I want to name, because I think it explains a lot. There is this feeling The feeling of almost starting, almost ready, almost beginning. And I think that feeling is one of the biggest thieves of a life well lived.
Almost. Say more about that.
So I have this friend, he told me for 2 years that he was going to start his own business. He researched, he made notes, he read books, he watched videos. He was always preparing, always one step away from starting. And 2 years later, he was still preparing.
And I bet he felt like he was doing something. Because researching does feel like progress.
That is exactly it. Your brain gets a small reward from planning. It feels almost like doing, but it is not doing. And meanwhile, the weeks pass.
It is like standing at the edge of a swimming pool. You are not swimming, but you are also not sitting down. You are just standing there, telling yourself you are about to jump.
And the longer you stand there, the colder the water feels in your head, even though the water has not changed at all.
So you avoid it more, and the almost just keeps going. There is a word for this: procrastinate. Ryan, you want to take that one?
Yeah. To procrastinate means to keep delaying something you know you should do. Procrastinate. And here's what I learned about it. Procrastination is not usually laziness. It is usually fear dressed up as busyness.
Fear dressed up as busyness. I really like that. Okay, I want to be honest about something here, because I think this is the real reason people stay stuck, and it is a little uncomfortable to say out loud.
Say it.
When I first seriously tried to learn Mandarin, I was doing well for about 1 week, and then I started skipping days. Not because I was too busy, but because I realized if I actually try, really try, and I still fail, what does that mean about me? It felt safer not to find out.
So you were protecting the possibility, as long as you had not really tried, you could still tell yourself that you could do it. Trying and failing felt more dangerous than not trying at all.
Yes, and I think a lot of people do this without realizing it. They are not protecting their time. They are protecting their self-image, the story they tell themselves about who they could be.
Okay, I have to confess something embarrassing here.
Please.
I bought this beautiful notebook to write my Spanish vocabulary in. Like a really nice one, and for 3 months I did not write a single word in it.
Why?
Because I did not want to mess it up. I wanted my first entry to be perfect. So I never made a first entry. The notebook sat there, perfect and empty, for 3 months.
You were protecting the notebook.
I was protecting the notebook, and honestly, the notebook was me. I was protecting this idea of myself as someone who could be really good at Spanish. And if I started and it was messy and hard, that idea gets tested. So I kept the idea safe by never starting.
That is actually very human, and I think a lot of our listeners right now are nodding, because we all have a version of that notebook.
But here's the thing. The notebook is still empty, and Spanish is still out there, waiting. Nothing got protected. You just lost the time.
Okay, so we have talked about what happens and why it happens. Now let us talk about what to do about it. And Ryan, I want to say this clearly before we start. These are not rules. We are not here to give you a perfect system. These are just 5 small shifts in how you think. 5 things that helped us.
Yes. Think of them as small changes in direction. Not a full U-turn, just a few degrees. Because a few degrees held over time takes you somewhere completely different.
Shift 1. Name the day.
How many things do you have on a list that say, someday? Someday I will get better at English. Someday I will start that project. Someday I will change. Someday is not a day, it is a feeling. And feelings do not have calendar invites.
So the shift is this. Take one thing from your someday list and ask, which day? Not the perfect day, not when you feel ready, just a specific day.
I started learning Spanish on a Tuesday, not because Tuesday's special, because I finally stopped waiting for a Monday that felt like a new beginning. I just said, Tuesday. This Tuesday.
And here is your English phrase for this shift. You can say this to yourself today. I am not waiting anymore. I am starting on... And then say the day. Say it out loud if you can.
Shift 2. Start ugly.
Oh, I love this one.
Your first attempt at anything will not be good. It will be uncertain, it will feel clumsy, it will not match the image in your head. And that is completely normal. In fact, it is required. You cannot reach the good version without going through the ugly version first.
My first Mandarin lesson, I mispronounced a word so badly that my teacher actually paused and looked at me, like a full 3 seconds of silence. And then she very kindly said, "Let us try that again."
Did you want to quit?
For about 5 seconds, yes. But that lesson was lesson 1. And lesson 1 led to lesson 2. And lesson 2 was a little less ugly. The ugly beginning was not the problem. It was the price of entry.
Your English phrase for this shift, it does not have to be perfect. It just has to begin.
Shift 3. Small proof.
This one changed how I think about habits. 5 minutes of English practice does not sound like much, but it is not really about the 5 minutes. It is about the evidence. Every time you do the small thing, you are voting for the version of yourself you want to become.
Voting for yourself. That is a strong image.
Think of it like this. You're building a case, not for anyone else, for yourself. Every time you open your English app for 5 minutes, you are saying to your brain, I am the kind of person who does this. And your brain starts to believe it.
And the opposite is also true. Every time you avoid it, you vote for the other version, the one who is always about to start.
Your English phrase, small steps are still steps. Say it when you feel like your effort is too small to matter.
Shift 4. Pause. Don't quit.
Okay, real talk. You will miss days. You will have a week where everything falls apart. That is not failure. That is life. The mistake is not missing one day. The mistake is deciding that missing one day means you are back to zero.
Right? Missing one day is a pause. Missing 2 days in a row is when it starts to become a habit of stopping. So the rule I keep is never miss twice in a row. 1 day off is rest, 2 days off is a pattern. I do not let it become a pattern.
That is a really practical way to think about it, and I think it removes the guilt too. You are allowed to pause. You are human. Just do not let the pause become permanent.
Your English phrase, I paused, I did not quit, and I am starting again.
Shift 5. Decide it matters.
This one might be a little uncomfortable. Ryan, go ahead.
Okay. So we say, I do not have time a lot. And sometimes that is true. Life is genuinely busy. But sometimes, if we are honest, the time exists. We just have not decided that this thing matters enough to protect that time. It is not a time problem. It is a decision problem.
And I want to add something important here because I do not want anyone to hear that and feel bad about themselves. This is not about judging how you spend your time. It is about asking one honest question. Does this thing on my someday list, does it actually matter to me? Or is it just a nice idea that I keep because it feels good to have it?
Because if it truly matters, you will find the time. Maybe not a perfect hour, maybe just 10 minutes on the bus, maybe 5 minutes before bed. But you will find it because you decided it was worth finding.
Your English phrase, this matters to me, and I am choosing it today.
Okay, Before we go to our word of the day, we have to say something. Because we have been talking about doing more, starting, not wasting. And someone is probably listening right now feeling a little tired just from this conversation.
Right. And we want to be clear. Rest is not wasting your life. Rest is part of living it. There is a difference between resting and escaping. And I think it is worth naming.
What is the difference?
When you rest, you put the phone down and you feel full after. Calm, restored. When you escape, you put the phone down and you feel emptier than before. A little hollow, a little behind. Rest gives back. Escape just delays.
So it is not about what you're doing. It is about how you feel when you stop. That is the test.
And here is what I want to say to anyone who feels like they need permission. You are allowed to rest. You do not have to earn it. A life well lived has rest in it. The goal is not to fill every minute. The goal is to be present for the minutes you have.
I still watch videos I do not need to watch sometimes, and sometimes that is fine. The difference is whether I chose it or I fell into it. Choice is the thing.
Okay, let us do our word of the day section. We used some words today that are really useful for everyday English. Let us go through them slowly.
First word, drift. To drift means to move slowly without direction, without choosing where you are going. Example sentence, I do not want to drift through life. I want to choose my direction. You can also say, this week drifted by and I did not finish what I planned.
Second word, autopilot. To be on autopilot means to do things automatically without thinking or choosing. Example, I spent the whole morning on autopilot, just reacting to messages. Or, I want to stop living on autopilot and start making real decisions.
Third word, procrastinate. To procrastinate means to keep delaying something you know you should do. Example, I've been procrastinating on this for 2 weeks. Or server, procrastination is not always laziness. Sometimes it is fear.
Fourth word, intentional. To be intentional means to do something on purpose, with a clear reason. Example, I want to be more intentional about how I spend my evenings. Or, she made an intentional choice to study English for 10 minutes every day.
Fifth word, shift. A shift is a small but real change in thinking or behavior. Example, this one shift in thinking changed everything for me. Or, I made a small shift in my morning routine and it helped a lot.
Sixth word, possibility. A possibility is something that could happen even if it is not certain yet. Example, as long as I have not tried, I can protect the possibility that I could succeed. Or, I do not want to give up on the possibility of speaking English well.
If you did not catch all of those, that is completely fine. Go back and listen again, or write one of those words in the comments with your own sentence. That is a real English exercise. Right there.
Okay, before we close, let us go through the 5 shifts one more time, short and clear.
Shift 1. Name the day. Stop saying someday. Pick an actual day.
Shift 2. Start ugly. Your beginning does not have to be good. It just has to be real.
Shift 3. Small proof. 5 minutes counts. Every small action is a vote for who you are becoming.
Shift 4. Pause, don't quit. Missing one day is rest. Do not let it become 2. Come back.
Shift 5. Decide it matters. Time follows decisions. Decide this matters, and the time will appear.
We want to end with something honest. You are not lazy. You are not broken. You are someone who got busy, got distracted, and maybe lost the thread for a while. That is not a character flaw. That is being human.
But the life you want is still possible. It has not gone anywhere. It is just waiting for you to stop saying someday and start saying which day.
So here is our question for you. We would love to hear from you in the comments. What is one thing you have been saying someday too? Just one. Write it down, not for us, for yourself. Because saying it out loud is the first real step.
And one more thing, you listened to this whole episode, you did not scroll past it. You did not say, maybe later, you chose to be here. That is not nothing. That is actually shift 3 in action. Small proof.
You did not waste this episode. You invested it in yourself. And we are proud of you for that.
This was Rise English, real growth, real you. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Sophie. Until next time, be intentional, be kind to yourself, and go name the day.
Take care, everyone. Bye.